Welcome back, folks. So I am stripping these prop shafts. I'm going to fit brake lines and I'm going to clean and paint the handbrake and then assemble that and fit it back to the chassis as well. All of these things will be a lot easier before the bulkhead is on, so I want to get this work behind me and then start looking at the bulkhead, which is going to need a little bit of tidying up, painting and then fitting to the car as well. So here you can see I'm cleaning these prop shafts up. The back one was a lot crustier than the front. But these are relatively easy to clean up, not a huge expanse, not too awkward a shape. That's the steering relay, the battery box now. I'll give you a little explanation as to why it takes so long. I want to pause there just to show you why this has taken so long. This is the rust that is just fully established rust. It won't change again until it washes away into the earth. It's very easy to get that off with the wire wheel. But you're left with this, and you can see the difference. This is the steel that is rusting. So that's clean steel, that's rusting steel, and that's rust. And it's that's much harder to get rid of. So really, I mean, it looks like a clean surface, and compared to that, it looks great. But when you compare it to this, it's very different. So you've got to really lean on this and take your time with the wire wheel to get rid of it. And it's that will bring the rust back in a year or two's time through the paint, if you don't take it off. So back to the grinding. So there we go, some pretty awkward places to get to in here. Then there's some smaller bits. This thing was awkward as well. This is a bottle, holds a plastic bottle for expansion bottle from the radiator. And there's the battery clamp, gear selector and the four-wheel drive selector. This is the lower gear stick bracket, dipstick, something from the dashboard to paint while I was at it, and then the steering relay lower clamp, and then the handbrake mechanism. That took a long time to get apart, that handbrake. There's a component in there which is like permanently fitted, I think. They hammer the end of the shaft to bend it over. Right, so I got the air filter in patina and I got this ready for paint, but I'm not happy. This looks like it's got a kick out in the strap to get around that lip, which is fine, and it fits that side perfectly, but this side's useless. It's got the beginnings of that kick out there, and then it's bent back in, and then it's got a twist on it, so it's not sitting flush against the filter, and it just looks terrible. So I'm going to have a little go at bending this, or straightening this. So this is a very simple job, really, just sticking the vise and bend it around a bit, and I was able to get the same profile as the other side quite quickly. That's better now. They sort of match the sort of almost like a belly, isn't it? A belly looking shape. Matches on that side now, and then there's a straight section up there. That'll clamp up nice and straight. Very pleased with that. So at this point, it's back to how I normally do this. I'll do a batch of parts. I'll have them all stored on the work surfaces here in the main garage bit, the double garage bit. And then I'll take them one by one up to the far end of the workshop bit, where there's a door open and I can spray them with paint there. So a lot of these parts, you'll see the prop shafts there on their end, the steering relays standing on its shaft. They'll only need a couple of coats and that'll be it, but there's some other parts in amongst those which will need turning over, and then a further 2 coats of paint. So it's a long process really. I might get 2 coats in one day, morning and night, and then I'll have to wait overnight and possibly a bit longer before I feel the paint is hard enough to turn those components over to spray the other side of them. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the bulk of restoration. It's cleaning rust and it's painting stuff, and a lot of it sort of sucks. But here you're seeing it very sped up. The compressor whizzing away in the background, and the components slowly turning black, which of course is the very satisfying end of this. I'm getting to feel quite confident painting these parts now without runs and things. It's not as difficult as painting a huge expanse of body panel or something like that. You know? Right, there we go, dipstick, thingamabob, battery thing. Here I am listing parts before I realise this is going to take forever. So there they are, folks, the finished bits. So in the next video we'll get a lot of those things together and maybe on the chassis as well. Thanks very much for watching this short video, folks. I hope you're enjoying them. Tune in again, there should be some more regular progress on the Land Rover.